Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, as we have more that have come from Eminem firing back at Candace Owens on his new album. And Candace Owens recently spoke about this again, where she pretty much doubled down that Eminem is using her for clout. And mind you, while she played the victim the last time when she made it seem that Eminem was picking fights with her out of the blue,
he's going through a strategy that a lot of new rappers do, where they find out who is the big rapper and they start a beef, right? Nobody knows who I am, so I'm just gonna start a beef with Candace Owens.
You serious?
Damn. Well, this time around, the interviewer did a great job by pointing out that she started it, but like a very well trained chatbot, she could only give one answer, and she decided to double down. And we'll expand on this in a bit, including how users on social media are taking it so far. The claim that Eminem is using her for clout. And today we also have more that have landed Joe Budden in hot water, all because he refuses to be straight up honest about certain things on his podcast. And we already saw this play out with Drake when he acted for weeks on end claiming that it is not personal. And he's doing the same thing right now with Eminem after a snippet blew up on social media of Joe Budden speaking on Eminem's latest album, and he's getting blasted on social media for obvious reasons, as while he may be a podcaster today, hip-hop fans still remember how they found out about Joe Budden regardless of the rebrand, and we'll expand on this later. And starting with Snoop Dogg, who is set to serve as an official torchbearer at the 2024 Summer Games. This recently made headlines. Here's who Snoop Dogg would have on his dream team if rapping were an Olympic sport. And from Billboard it goes, Snoop Dogg is completing another side mission in his life when he joins NBC as part of the coverage slated for the upcoming 2024 Summer Olympics. While breakdancing is now an Olympic sport, rapping won't be at the Olympic Games in Paris. However, if there were a team for rap at the games, Snoop Dogg knows the three hip-hop legends he'd be taking with him to represent the United States. Definitely would take Eminem, Snoop tells Billboard, on a Wednesday morning conference call from Paris. Gotta have that global experience. I definitely would take Rakim, old school. Then I would go grab a female. I'd go grab Queen Latifah, just so that way I got some royalty. Then naturally, I gotta take Snoop Dogg. Come on, man, what are we talking about? I mean, dream team, let's go. And speaking on the opportunity of being a torchbearer for the games, Snoop added, "It says a lot about America as far as where we at in this world," he said later in the call about having the torchbearer honor bestowed upon him. "I look at it as a prestigious honor. I would have never truly dreamed of something like this. I'ma be on my best behavior. I'ma be on my best athleticism. I'll be able to breathe slow, walk fast, and have a smile on my face." Snoop continued, "I'm thinking back to Muhammad Ali, and when Muhammad Ali was holding it, it was emotional for all of us to see the champ holding the torch and walking it up there. That's what it feels like to me, my own version of it." And before we head to the next point, Team Canada was recently asked to pick between Kendrick and Drake, and it went how you'd expect it to go for the most part.
Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
I'll say the villain. Don't ask him that, bro. You know where I'm from, so I'm a Drake guy. You know, I don't hate on Kendrick, but I'm a Drake guy.
Drake, definitely.
Drake.
Of course, the first dude, Dylan Brooks, got dissed by Drake, so his reaction didn't come as a surprise. It is what happens when you get dissed. And keep this in mind for when we get to the Joe Budden segment of this video, his take on Eminem that sparked a roasting session. And moving on, Candace Owens is back with more, as she decided to double down that Eminem is using her for clout. Although this time around the interviewer came prepared and literally opened the discussion with the fact that she started it. Check out some snippets from Jack Neal podcast.
So last year, after Eminem sent a cease and desist to Vivek Ramaswamy, you criticized his age and speculated about his sexuality. A few days ago, Eminem made a diss track on you. What are your thoughts on the lyrics?
I think one of the I don't have an issue with it. I'm totally fine with it. I just appreciate that he's 51 years old and he's still doing the same thing to be relevant. Like he's trying to figure out whoever is being talked about a lot, and then he just kind of puts a diss track so that it gets a bunch of headlines. It's just like, it's tired, you know? And for me, I only find artists to be interesting when they're evolving. And that's why on my podcast, when I covered it, I was just like, he's like a kid now. Like I loved him when I was 13. But now I'm like, you're Haley that you used to rap about on the track, who was like a little girl, now just got married. Like you should be preparing to be a grandfather, and you're still kind of doing the same thing. Like, you know, finding women that you can speak about on your albums so that you can create drama, so that you can sell records. He's not hard, he's not scary. Maybe I thought when I was younger, like, oh, like Slim Shady's so tough. And now I'm like, I just feel like I could beat him up. I think I could beat Eminem up in a fight. That's how I feel now.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't offended by it. Like, go out making music about me. And some people were like, oh, isn't it an honor? Like, he's such a known rapper. I'm like, it would have been an honor if he was in his prime. Now it just feels like, it feels a little desperate. I don't know if Eminem, we thought he was so good because we were so young, or if he's actually talented. All I know is that I'm just not interested in him.
So clearly, according to Candace Owens, the fact that she started it still somehow means that Eminem firing back at her must be Eminem using her for clout. And boy, she's been getting cooked on Twitter in response to this snippet. Candace is a loser, laughing emoji. If we want to talk about evolving, Eminem has done that. You don't see records at age 51 if you don't evolve. Name another legacy rapper still putting out music and actually selling. And more, oh, she is milking it as much as possible. She really wanted the attention. Don't forget to thank M when you're done, Candace. And the fact that after she heard the Eminem lyric that he wouldn't diss her because he's still trying to smash, and the first retort from Candace Owens was to immediately call Eminem gay, this has sparked more reactions like, once she called him gay, I couldn't take her seriously. As much as she calls out black women, she resorted to the same tactics they do when they get mad, question your sexuality, laughing emojis, and even some in her corner chose to call her out. He's staying true to himself. I love you, Candace Owens, but you're reaching. What is evolving anyway? Keeping up with the trends? Criticizing people for having a lane and staying in it ain't it? You're taking hip-hop too seriously. It is just art. That's how he's always painted. For Eminem to use Candace Owens for clout, she'd need to be more popular and more relevant than he is. And so far, there is no measurable metric that suggests that. Even Google searches. Hell, her entire channel on YouTube has amassed less than 190 million views. I'm talking about her entire content on this platform combined. So how she came to the conclusion that Eminem is using her for clout is hilarious. And some have pointed out, I love the fact that he is literally the #1 selling music artist in the world right now. She's acting like he's old and irrelevant. And we are seeing a run similar to how Benzino started acting after Eminem name dropped him on Doomsday Part 2.
Let me try to make
Eminem. I dusted Eminem. Rap Elvis. How come he ain't answer back? How come he ain't answer me? I'll beat the shit out of him with these.
I just feel like I could beat him up. I think I could beat Eminem up in a fight. That's how I feel now.
Yeah.
I'll beat the shit out of him with these.
Damn.
Nah, man. Ooh, we're failing as a people. Ooh.
And moving on to the next point, Joe Budden is catching some hands right now on social media, as rap fans haven't forgotten what he was before he became a podcaster. And it all started when this snippet made its way to social media from the Joe Budden podcast. Check it out.
You know, in my younger years, I couldn't imagine a day where I didn't run to an Eminem project, except for, I'm excluding him dissing me. What was that, Kamikaze, whatever that was? Yeah. Excluding that, but right, an Eminem project, you rush to it. I know where he stands as an MC. I know what he does. I didn't feel that urgency with this, having nothing to do with him or the music. Just,
and it has nothing to do with him dissing you neither.
No, not at all. I'm over that.
Okay.
Honestly, I was with you until Music to Be Murdered by album, because I didn't rush to hear that. I didn't know what to expect from that album, but that album was so good that when I hear he's dropping again, I'm like, you coming off of that, I have to see what you do. I was mad I couldn't hear it in enough time to come in and talk about it at our last podcast.
See, I don't care about none of this Slim Shady shit.
But I think you'll enjoy.
I don't care about Jennifer Aniston, whoever he's dissing, fucking Nick Storm, Nick Fury, whoever he's whoever the fuck he's dissing is fine.
But that's how he came up though.
He made it make sense.
You feel like you're too old to be listening to that?
Not for me. For me, Slim Shady helped me to live and stay alive and deal with depression, right?
Yes.
So back then, that's what he did for me. I was never into the... He caught one with it. Guess who's back? I like that shit.
I listened to this because of that stupid ass Houdini single. I was like, I gotta see what is the point of this.
It fits the album now.
It does.
It fits the album now.
I'm gonna check out the M album, but I felt good that I have outgrown the urgency of having to rush to it.
So in hip hop, who gives you that urgency? Jay, Wayne,
plenty of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of Kendrick.
Drake still.
Album.
Shit, Future made me rush to it twice. Pause.
Yep, Future.
This year.
Okay.
Future, yeah.
Yeah, some name Nicki.
Cole,
I'm rushing to Nicki. There's some names in there that if they drop, I'm rushing to the album.
Now, he says it is not because Eminem dissed him, but isn't it ironic that the only time he didn't feel urgency to listen to a new Eminem album is only after he got dissed? Suffice to say, users on social media aren't buying what Joe Budden's trying to sell right now with his statement, and he's been getting called out. He's still salty as hell that M dissed him in Kamikaze because deep down Joe loves M and admires him. He's not fooling anyone with all this nonsense, no urgency BS. How is it your job to listen to music and speak on it, but you didn't have the urgency to listen to the man that you say inspired you when you started rapping? The biggest rapper in the world drops and you act like you don't care. Please. Joe stays being a bitter hater. And once again, may I remind everyone, Joe Budden was also the instigator when it comes to Eminem. He's no victim, and some came for his neck, says a guy whose music does not create any interest. A simple "I was hurt since Eminem dissed me on Kamikaze" would have sufficed, but no, he has to try to spin and twist rather than just admit what caused the problem and made the urgency to die. And some users called it. Bro had to choose his words carefully, otherwise he knew he would be flamed in the next album. Skull and laughing emojis. Eminem literally got Joe Budden to start hiding behind retirement after people kept calling him out and asking why he wouldn't respond to the Eminem disses. And even Joe Budden, as a rapper, even his biggest fans gotta admit this is true. The irony here is that not enough people had the urgency to listen to Joe's music, hence why he had to retire and he's sitting on a dusty couch now. People love to downplay the importance of commercial success, but if Budden was ever putting out just a fraction of Drake's sales, we all know he wouldn't be a podcaster right now. And this is why you gotta support the music you like. Rappers have got families to feed. If you want more from them, support the artist. And for some context, just imagine if the Slim Shady LP flopped commercially. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.